From Daily Trust News Center, this is News Hour.
On News Hour tonight, Soludo places 10 million bounty on killers of Anambra lawmaker. Governor of Taraba calls for president from Northeast. NEMA receives 129 Nigerians from Niger Republic. And on the foreign scene, Israel, Switzerland confirm monkeypox cases. Hello and welcome. Now, the governor of Anambra State, Professor Charles Soludo, has placed 10 million reward for anyone or group that will avail valuable information that can lead to the arrest of the killers of the state's lawmaker, Honorable Okechukwu Okoye. In a statement signed by the governor's press secretary, Christian Aburime, and made available to journalists on Saturday night, the governor placed a 10 million bounty on the killers of the lawmaker. He condoled with his kinsmen, noting that it is probably the same criminal gang that attacked him and killed 3 policemen at Usofia 2 years ago and is once again on the prowl. Soludo reassured Anambra residents of the government's resolve and renewed determination with the security agencies to go all out against the criminals and ensure they are brought to justice. The gruesome murder of the lawmaker happened weeks after an army couple was beheaded by suspected members of the outlawed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. Now, suspected gunmen have abducted a farmer in Ukpo in the Nnewi South local government area of Anambra State. Although the reason behind the abduction of the victim, identified as Chukwejeku Ozoze, was unknown as of the time of filing this report, it was guided that he was a special advisor to a former chairman in the local government area. A source said Ozoze's only son was shot by the attackers. It was further learned that he was taken to an unknown destination and his family had yet to be contacted. Late arrival of election officials and materials met state assembly primaries of the People's Democratic Party in Kaduna State. Lami Sadiq, who visits some of the centers in Kaduna metropolis, reports.
Okay, they're currently posting election officers. This is one of several election centers where the PDP House of Assembly primaries is expected to take place. Earlier, the party's National Organizing Secretary Umar Baturi had said the House of Assembly election was scheduled for 8 a.m. to 12 noon, while that of House of Representatives was scheduled for 2 p.m. However, as of 3:30 p.m., no election had taken place in any of the centers across Kaduna. When contacted, the State Secretary in Kaduna State, Ibrahim Usunu, said they were presently posting election officers.
Former Sokoto State Governor Tahiru Bafarawa says decision of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) to open its 2023 presidential contest is done in the interest of the nation. Bafarawa, who speaks exclusively to Trust TV's Shafiu Suleiman, also backs the resolution of the party to go with the existing delegates template during its forthcoming national convention. His report.
Tahiru Bafarawa ruled Sokoto State as governor between 1999 and 2007 under the platform of APP and later AMPP before his defection to the Democratic People's Party DPP, under whose platform he ran for the presidency. He says it is wrong for anyone to think that decision of the National Executive Committee of the party to throw open its presidential contest was done to favor certain interests rather than a collective move to secure the party's victory.
I happen to be a member of the zoning committee. All the committees that were set up, I happen to be a member of it. And when we took that decision, there is not only Northern took that decision. The whole North and South took this decision, and we took it to NEC, and the same NEC is a national body. We took that decision again. So it's not a question of North or South. As far as I'm concerned, PDP is for Nigerians.
Currently, a PDP chieftain, Bafarawa, uploaded the party's leadership was taken to the existing delegates election template, which recognizes only elected delegates at the congresses.
ANEC gave guidelines, and we asked ANEC to extend some. They said they cannot extend even an hour to us. So we have to go to abide by the rules of the game. ANEC is an umpire. Whatever they told us, we have to do what they have told us to do.
The former state governor also speaks on the existing power retention moves by some northern power brokers.
As a Muslim, I know nobody gives power but to God. If they are written in my Quran, nobody gives power but to God. So whatever anybody, whether you are a power broker, whether you are what, nobody gives power to anybody except to God. So we cannot compete with God. Whoever God choose, that's our own position.
The major opposition People's Democratic Party, PDP, has scheduled its national convention for Saturday, 28th of May, where its presidential candidate will emerge. Shapir Suleiman, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Taraba Governor Darius Ishaku has called on Nigerians to support the emergence of a president from the northeast in the forthcoming general elections. The governor made the call at Government House, Jalingo, during a consultation meeting between presidential aspirant and former Vice President Atiku Abubakar and delegates of the PDP from Taraba State.
The campaigns to win parties' primaries ahead of Nigerians' 2023 presidential elections have intensified. Politicians across all political parties have continued to go around the country to seek delegate support. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar was in Jalingo. Governor Darius Ishaku of Taraba State has shown his support and given reasons why Nigeria's next president should come from the northeast sub-region.
I want to appreciate you, Waziri of Adamawa, our own from the northeast, who has made us proud, and we're ever proud of you.
The governor again urged the delegates to vote wisely in the forthcoming PDP primaries. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, an aspirant of the People's Democratic Party, pledged to unify, front infrastructure, and fix the economy of Nigeria.
To unify this country. We prayed for the security that I promised to bring about.
Nana Muhammad, Trust TV News, Taraba.
Former Governor of Lagos State and a presidential aspirant of the All Progressive Congress, Bola Tinubu, has solicited support from Nasarawa State delegates of the party. The APC national leader, who was in Lafia to meet with the delegates, insisted that he was the candidate that should emerge as the party's flag bearer in the upcoming presidential convention of the party. Abubakar Abdullahi sent in the report, as presented in our studio.
Leader and presidential hopeful Bola Tinubu, while addressing Nasarawa delegates of party, said he is the best candidate that would transform Nigerians into wealth creators. He promised to deal with insecurity using modern technology that will make Nigeria a better country.
I am focused. I know the way. I know the way to end poverty. I know the road to get our children educated and fed well in school. I know the way to stop the strike in the universities and upgrade salaries and all of that argument about curriculum and this and that. I know the way that we must maintain our electric transmission line. I know the fact that there can be no development, rapid development, unless you pay attention to constant electricity for industry.
Reacting to his state of health, the former governor said he is fit, adding that the job of a president is more mental than physical.
I'm not competing to be a WWE wrestling man. Am I sick? I'm not.
Nasarawa State APC chairman John Mamman assured him of their support.
Moving on, presidential aspirant of the All Progressive Congress, APC, and Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi, says he's more experienced than all presidential aspirants in the country. The two-term governor of Rivers State said this in an interview after meeting APC delegates in Gombe over the weekend. Ibrahim Ismail reports.
In this meeting between the Minister of Transportation Rotimi Amechi and APC delegates in Gombe State ahead of the party's primary election, the minister unveiled his blueprint. Amechi is canvassing for support in the upcoming primary election.
I said I'm more experienced than all of them. I'm more experienced than all of them. Sure. I have been governor. Well, our leader has been governor. I've been speaker. Nobody apart from Tambua, who has been speaker, no other person. I have been minister. And in this, they are all two terms. Even someone may say, oh, I was senator, I was governor, and I've become minister. But for one term, I have done two terms in everything I've done. Then, if you leave that apart, I have been DG of campaign. I taught the 36 states. I took the president to the 36 states of the federation, and I took my time to understand what was going on. And I did that twice. So I repeated it traveling. This today is my 31st state. I've gone to 31 states of the federation, remaining 5. Nobody has done that.
Speaking earlier, Gombe State Governor said Amechi has good qualities.
You've shown capacity, you've shown energy, you've shown the passion, and you've shown the capacity to deliver on any political mandate or assignment that is given to you. Going by the trajectory on which your life is built, from honorable member, right honorable speaker, to governor, to minister, and only God knows. For you to reach that next, if you get to that level that you are aspiring to get to, that will make everything proceed. And you shall be sure by the grace of God.
Governor Yahya added that Gombe is an APC state as he expressed optimism that the party will deliver in the 2023 elections. From Gombe, Ibrahim Ismail reporting for Trust TV.
Still talking politics, Senator Ali Ndume has described the story of his attack by some APC supporters and delegates in Biu local government as fake. He also described his unaccounted expenditure of alleged 4.2 billion naira constituency project as spurious and baseless.
It is equally distributed to members. Some have more advantage. That is what the allegation they are talking about. Even the figures, you can't get it. Now you are telling me 4 billion. What was written was 2.4 something billion. And another write-up was saying 1.6 billion. So as a man, you can see from there that that is not. Is it not from institution? Is this money taken and given to senators? No. The thing that happens is during the budget, you say, okay, you have so million, 200 million or 100 million for so project. Then the question that we will ask, you will be domiciled in the appropriate MDA. When that is done, the most that you can do is, because we insist that contractors should be sourced locally. If it is my constituency project, I will not be comfortable with somebody from Lagos coming to do my constituency project.
The People's Democratic Party in Imo says it has suspended its primaries for the House of Assembly and House of Representatives indefinitely over unreconciled delegates list. A statement by the legal advisor of the party in the state, Kasinga Ikyoku, on Sunday attributed the non-conduct of the primaries to confusion caused by the National Assembly. Ikyoku explained that Imo would not vote along with other states who were now voting with their 3-man and 1-man national delegates. He urged party faithfuls to ignore fifth columnists writing about crisis within the party. He assured them that as soon as the President Muhammadu Buhari signs the amended Electoral Act 2022, the state delegates list will be properly constituted for the primaries. The Nigerian Economic Summit Group has stressed the need for dialogue as a tool to tackle economic and political challenges in the country. The chairman of NESG, Asui Igodalo, gave the advice in his address at a one-day national economic dialogue on critical challenges confronting the Nigerian economy in Abuja. According to him, this cause was imperative for any nation to realize its political and economic goals.
So we need to be able to convince and converse with the delegates that we require them as they step out to vote the candidate for their party, to vote a person they are quite clear in their minds, has the pedigree, has the capacity, what has the person done before, what is the person's outlook, what is the person's, how do we perceive the person's love of country and love of the people of the country.
Part of this conversation is talk to the captains of industries. Don't fund bad leaders, don't fund unqualified candidates, and don't fund parties that are determined to rig the process just to advance their own interests and not advance the public good.
Education is a fundamental game changer because of the choices the woman makes in her marital life. When she marries, how she go for antenatal, how many children she actually wants to have, and all those things are defined by education. So this is how important education is. And this is the message we need to spread. The life choices does not come up very strongly.
MSMEs provide jobs, tech companies provide jobs, wealth, and the multiplier effect of creating more scalable companies. And if we're talking about inclusion, wealth creation, improving lives, transforming the economy, and overall prosperity, small businesses and scale-ups, especially tech-enabled companies, can help us achieve this.
The right economic policies should be developed, and the IMF will be able to help and support capacity building and policy advice for our member countries to be able to have eventual programs with us.
We need to get serious about education. You can't say students should not pay and then you can't pay. You can't say we don't have money and then you're establishing more universities.
The incumbent member representing Amak Buhari Federal Constituency, Micah Jiba, on Sunday won the People's Democratic Party PDP primaries for the constituency. Micah polled all the 68 votes from the delegates to defeat two other aspirants, Onyogu Raymond and Abdurrahman Ismaila, who both scored no vote. Secretary National Electoral Committee of the party, Olubumi Ogundibeji, who announced the result, said the process was transparent and met the laid-down procedures. FCT President, Electoral Commission Yahya Bello described the primaries as peaceful, free and fair. Speaking shortly after being declared winner, Micah thanked the delegates for their confidence in him and assured that he would continue to do his best if given another chance to represent his constituency. Your watching news are on Trust Television. Coming up, traveling at night. Details of this and more after the break. Do stay.
Welcome to Inside Abuja.
Most people who drive on Nigerian roads believe that it's only when you see a law enforcement agent that you are supposed to behave. Meanwhile, you already know what is right for you.
You cannot take what you cannot give. So they cannot come and enforce us and take what they cannot give us. So if there is something they want to take from us, there must be an unanimous arrangement that if they collect to us, they have something to give us.
Well, there's a group of vigilantes. So they are trying small. Sometimes they used to come out in the night.
For Abuja Investments Company Limited owned markets, the market itself is insured. That is for the owners of the market itself.
The carton of Nigerian chicken was 8,000 naira, but we are selling it 18,000 naira now. Kilo was 1,000 naira, 1,100 then, but now we are selling it 2,000 naira. And it is not our fault, it is the way we buy.
The concerned Kano State citizens call on APC leaders to endorse Senator Bashir Garba Muhammad Lado as Kano Central senatorial candidate of the party for the 2023 senatorial election. Senator Bashir Garba Muhammad Lado is the most competent and capable candidate to give Kano Central the quality representation it deserves. Vote Lado.
Welcome back. If you are just joining us, this is News Hour on Trust Television. Our top stories. Soludo places 10 million bounty on killers of Anambra lawmaker. Governor of Taraba calls for president from Northeast. Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed has warned that any resident who ignites religious crisis through fake news will be made to bear the full weight of the law. The governor was visibly disturbed by the crisis that erupted in Warji local government in reaction to allegations of blasphemy and pledged that government would investigate and fish out perpetrators of the violence in the area. Mohammed spoke on Saturday when he paid an emergency visit to Warji, about 90 kilometers from the state capital. Trust TV's Adamu Imam completes the story.
Angry youths had on Friday went on rampage to inflict injury on a 40-year-old woman who was accused of commenting on Deborah's blasphemy that was posted on social media. Trust TV observed that 6 houses and 10 shops were set ablaze, but no life lost.
You should seize the sword and embrace peace and harmony. We are all one. As the Commissioner of Police said, if God wants, everybody will be Muslim. If God wants, everybody will be Christian. And for some of us that are minorities, like you, I'm a Jaraba tribe. We are mixed people. And we should tolerate each other. And 70% of Bauchi is like this. Do you know we are being celebrated? We are being respected? Since I came there, had not been such thing. Something similar, but it's political, happened in Bauchi, Gudun Sayawa and Gudun Fulani. We dealt with it, but this is more dangerous than political archivals.
Commissioner of Police Umar Mamman Sanda said that his personnel have drafted to fish out the perpetrators and nab other criminal elements in the area.
If you look within, you have Christians, you have Muslims. We are living in peace. And therefore, we as the security agencies, our task is to ensure that there is peace. But to make sure that there is peace, sometimes we have to step on toes, and we will step on toes. Anybody that causes or intends to cause anything that will bring about disunity and lack of peace in our midst, we will definitely deal with such individuals.
Earlier, the governor also met with the traditional rulers and other critical stakeholders of the area and urged them to live in peace with one another. Adam Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
Operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency NDLEA have intercepted 24 parcels of cocaine concealed in 12 tires of lawnmowers imported into the country through the Port Harcourt International Airport. The illicit drug was brought into the country by a Brazilian returnee, Okechukwu Francis Amechi, who has just finished serving his jail term for drug trafficking in the South American country. The report.
A statement from the Director of Media and Advocacy of the NDLEA, Femi Babafemi, said the 45-year-old ex-convict from Idimili South Local Government Area, Anambra State, was arrested at Port Harcourt Airport on Saturday, 7th May, upon his arrival from Brazil via Doha on board Qatar Airline Flight QR1433. According to Babafemi, preliminary investigations revealed that Okechukwu, who was arrested and convicted in Brazil for drug offenses, completed serving his jail sentence in March 2022, after which he decided to return to Nigeria with 3 new lawnmowers, where he concealed 24 parcels of cocaine weighing 4.56 kilograms. Okechukwu, according to the statement, claimed that one of his church members gave him the lawnmowers to deliver to his brother in Port Harcourt. In other operations across Zamfara, Kogi, River, Kaduna and Kano states, no fewer than 37,876 tablets of tramadol, 10,884 bottles of codeine, and 802.06 kilograms of cannabis sativa were recovered during the raid in the past week. In Zamfara State, a Mercedes-Benz truck with registration number XB986AGB from Onitsha to Sokoto was intercepted in Safe area on Friday, 28th May. Apart from the driver and his assistants that were arrested, 3 other Alex Chukwuemeka, 37, Ignatius Moku Odikwa, 47, and Adri Chukwuekwe, 47, who are owners of drug exhibits, were arrested in a follow-up operation at hotel in Gusau while waiting to receive the consignment for possible movement to Sokoto. In Kogi State, a fake security agent, Richard Agada, was arrested on Wednesday 18th May while conveying 10 bags of cannabis sativa weighing 116.8 kilograms in a white Nissan van. In Kaduna, 3 suspects, Nura Salis, Bawa Musa, Charity Jacob, were arrested on Tuesday 17th of May at Warri Street within the state capital with 4,900 tablets of tramadol, 890 ampoules of diazepam injection, 256 ampoules of pitozolcine injection, 1,950 tablets of nitropezam, and 880 tablets of carbazafine. Equally in Kano State, a drug dealer, Abubakar Abdullahi, 47, with 5,970 capsules and tablets of tramadol was arrested, while Nasir Musa and Musa Mohammed were also nabbed with 5,000 caps of same drug on Tuesday 17th May. While commending the officers of men of Port Harcourt International Airport, Zamfara, Kogi, Rivers, Kaduna and Kano commands of the agency for the arrest and seizures, Chairman Chief Executive NDLEA, Brigadier General Muhammad Buba Marwa, retired, said the war against drug abuse and trafficking is one that must be won.
There you go. Now, Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has declared the Rivers State Accountant General Fubara Seminai and 3 other Rivers State government officials wanted. Seminai, who is a governorship aspirant, is wanted over a suspected 117 billion fraud, alleged criminal conspiracy, and money laundering, misappropriation of public funds, and abuse of office. Other Rivers State government officials declared wanted are Harisomba Bessie Princewell, Lekia V. Bupo, and Dagogo Rodrigue Abere. In a wanted list posted on its website, the FCC also declared Maxwell Odum of the defunct MBA Forex wanted for allegedly defrauding investors of 213 billion naira. The suspects were declared wanted by the EFCC for offences ranging from money laundering to obtaining money by false pretense, fraud, internet-related offences, and issuance of dot checks. Now, travelling by luxury buses at night has been the choice of many Nigerians travelling long distance. However, with increasing hazards that comes with travelling at night, it seems many Nigerians are gradually discontinuing the habit. Trust TV News sampled the opinions of a cross-section of passengers who still prefer to travel at night. Sagid Ibrahim reports.
Many Nigerians use these luxurious buses to travel during the night because it is more affordable and cheaper. However, with the rising cases of insecurity, kidnapping, armed robbery, among others, are they still motivated to travel in the night?
It just depends on the person's business schedule. You understand? Some people like traveling in the night so that tomorrow morning they'll get to where they are going instead of getting where they are going in the night when they enter morning bus.
The transport is cheap. And we love traveling in the night because there is no traffic. Basically, because Nigerian weather, African weather is very harsh. So traveling at night, the weather is more comfortable, more convenient, and that's my major reason.
Despite the hazards involved, passengers for various reasons still prefer traveling in the night.
I'm being discouraged, but you know, life on its own is a risk. We don't know when it will happen, but it doesn't pray for it. You understand? It will not because of kidnapping and stealing highway robbery, it will stop this night movement. Like I said before, some people prefer night movement so that tomorrow morning they will get to where they are going.
I believe that, man, in God, all things are possible. Even in your house, you can still die. Soldiers will go to war front and die. So if you trust in your God and you have your free mind, you can go anywhere and come back safe.
Corps Public Enlightenment Officer of the Federal Road Safety Corps, BC Kazim, also explained that although there is no law banning night travels, it is safer to travel in the day.
Night travel is a legitimate journey or venture, but there are hazards. Help does not come readily available when there's a problem. There are no laws banning anybody from traveling in the night, but with attendant hazards and risks involved, it is better not to travel in the night if you can afford to.
Sagir Ibrahim reporting for Trust TV.
Federal government has been called upon to find a lasting solution to the menace of open defecation to make the society disease-free. In this report, Trust TV's Kabir Lawal examines the increasing rate of open defecation in Abuja. His report.
Open defecation is emptying of bowels in open without the use of properly designed structures built for the handling of human waste such as toilets. It is particularly associated with rural and poverty-stricken regions of the world. Open defecation statistics around the world have shown a statistical relationship between the regions that have the highest percentage of those that do not use toilets or other human waste facilities and low education or poverty.
Open defecation causes air pollution and it causes disease to the body too. So, like now, after this has already entered the soil, it evaporates. And this kind of thing that causes as an infection, and this is skin irritation to the body.
So it's not good for people to just miss this place like this, because this place is a development area. As they do like this, it's not good to my own view. I want the government to sanction such people if they do something like this.
This messing this company that this rubbish, and here is not a bowler that can come here, pour bowler, pour sheets, here all around here is not good. Here is main road, right? And then see some environment of house, they close to here. It's not good to put bowler here, to pour sheet here.
However, residents living in Karimu, a suburb in Abuja, have expressed dismay over the continued practice of open defecation in the community. They said all efforts to curb the menace has yielded no result.
Yeah, if it will be possible to stop it, because it's a big disease for us. See the way we are living, see children, and now here they always play. So it's not good, seriously. If it will be possible, let them help us to remove this bowler and to stop people to stay to play here.
Some people they come here, come shit. Depends of maybe now because of the bowler, or maybe their houses they don't get toilets. But if federal government try to demolish this bowler, I'm very sure that nobody will come here to throw something.
People here identified financial lack and absence of government intervention as reasons for the continued practice of open defecation.
That is sometimes if they come outside to come peace, to shit, they say something they happen to them like that. So they even come throw pikin for this bowler. Last month, they still put one pikin on top of it.
In the year 2015, 968 million people in the whole world are forced into open defecation. However, here in Karimu, part of the Federal Capital Territory, this place got its name Bola, called Dechi, because of the open defecation these people in the area always practice. In Abuja, Kabir Lawal, Trust TV News.
Oh, there you go. Really interesting report there. Now, violence between farmers and herders is a decades-long problem in Nigeria. The problem, which has worsened in recent years, has made government in affected states to seek lasting solutions. In Sokoto State, the government has confirmed that it plans to settle pastoralists through the cattle breeding program and is helping to minimize farmers-herders conflicts across the state. The State Commissioner for Animal Health says the scheme is also generating employment to hundreds of people. Trust TV's Idris Jabril also visited some of the livestock farms in Sokoto and now reports.
A new calf joins a herd that has grown over the past 4 years.
These animals are a mix of local and foreign breed and the result of government scheme to improve herd management and minimize conflicts between farmers and herders.
We are one of the few states with minimal farmer-herders clash. We usually have an interaction between our farmers and herders. And each program we want to conduct will invite both parties. For instance, we have a place, a village in Dogondaji, where you'll find farmers, herders coexisting in the same place. Both of them are farmers, both of them are herders. And the demarcation of these grazing reserves have helped us in minimizing such clashes.
As competition for land and water intensified between livestock farmers and those growing crops, the Sokoto state government introduces this cattle breeding program in 2011 to stem violence between farmers and herders. The state government is also expanding the program.
This cattle breeding program has some components. We have the artificial insemination and embryo transfer. We have the pasture development, the dairy component, as well as the live animals. The state government imported about over 117 exotic breeds of animal that comprises of Brangus, Jersey, a combination of Holstein and Jersey, as well as Holstein itself. These we distributed to 13 cluster farmers who have now replicated in the reproduction of these animals.
In clusters with a constant supply of feed and supplement, farm authorities say business is thriving and that milk production has grown by 300% within the last few years. As for milk production, we used to get 20 to 30 liters. But now we are getting up to 50 liters in a day. And if you come here as early as 8 a.m. in the morning, you will get that milk available. The cattle farmers are encouraged to grow further for their herds and veterinary skills, including setting up cooperatives and send their produce to government or private milk processing facilities. Nigeria's cattle population is currently estimated at 40 million, 3 million here in Sokoto State. But while conflict continues between farmers and herders across many parts of northwestern region, Sokoto state government says its plan to settle pastoralists is bringing calm and raising outputs across the states. Idris Jubrin, Trust TV News, Sokoto.
Owing to the widely held negative beliefs by some sections in Nigeria about the left hand, most parents are usually not keen about allowing their children to perform major tasks like writing or eating with the left hand. People believe that the right hand is meant to perform important functions including eating and writing. Hence, and parents tend to force who show signs of being their left-handed to change to the right hand. In this report, Trust TV's Hamid Oyegbadi examines the thoughts on left-handers.
In human biology, handedness is an individual's preference to use one hand, known as the dominant hand, due to its being stronger, faster, or better in dexterity. From handshakes to eating and writing, as well as passing stuff from one person to another, the right hand is deemed as the more appropriate to perform these tasks. It is even more so when left-handed people use their hands to pass things to elderly people with their right hands, because using the left hand could be seen as disrespect to elders. The fact that most people use their left hands to clean up after using the toilet makes people conclude some left-handed people may not be too decent. In some Nigerian communities, people attribute evil to left-handedness because native prayers and libations intended for evil are done with the left hand. The Latin word for left, sinister, also means unlucky, evil, and suspicious, while the French word for left, gauche, means clumsy. For this reason, parents and teachers tend to force left-handed children to change to the right hand to avoid bad luck in the future. Meanwhile, there are many left-handed people who are successful in life. These include former President of the United States Barack Obama and the Minister of Works in Nigeria, Mr. Babatunde Fashola, SAN. For Mr. Maruf Adegboyega, his teacher in primary school beat him for writing with his left hand, but his parents told the teacher to allow him to continue with the left hand since it is convenient for him.
I don't see it as left hand. I just see it as the hand that is convenient for me to do things. It's like other people that are not using left, that are using their right hand. So is I think both are good.
A Christian cleric, Bishop Sheung Adeoye, who said his parents succeeded in making him and his siblings change from writing with the left hand, acknowledged that the change has some effects.
I was told that when I was a baby, I was using left hand, and they had to force me, beat me, until I began to use my right. What was the complaint then was I was using my left to eat, rather than using my right to eat. And I still had the effect today. I believe that I was really doing that, because up to today when I play football, when the time I was playing football, I was really using my left better than my right.
Dr. Ayodele Owade, who forced one of his children to change to the right hand, said such action amounts to placing a burden on the child, adding that it is not necessary.
There's no need to force a child to switch from the left hand to the right hand. If a child is endowed to use the left hand, let us leave him to continue to do so.
For Abdul Malik Adeleke, the captain of Golden Boys Football Club Oshogbo, he is happy to be a left-footed footballer, and he scored many goals for his team that won the 16th edition of the Surat soccer competition in the state recently.
I use my left foot to do so many things and to give my team victory.
Well, very interesting report there. Now, in business, Nigeria's most recent inflation figures shows that inflation rose to 16.82% in April 2022. This is 0.9 points higher than the 15.92% recorded in the previous month. According to the recently released Consumer Price Index report released by the National Bureau of Statistics, the core inflation rate rose to 14.18%. Chamun Dabeng speaks to financial consultant Dr. Hussein Mohammed on the matter.
The core index was attributed to the increase in the prices of gas, liquid fuel, and articles of clothing. As the rest of the world grapples with inflation, is Nigeria's above the average?
Well, inflation is something that is never static all over the world, and every country goes through one stage or the other. It is only when it becomes abnormal, that is increasing at hyper, that there is a cause of concern. As a matter of fact, in other countries, government induces a little bit of inflation, say maybe 1% to 2%. That is considered normal.
As the country prepares for 2023, how much has the money in circulation triggered the increase in the inflation rate in Nigeria, and how will it affect small-scale businesses?
For small and medium-time entrepreneurs, because it's going to have a negative effect on them, because too much money in circulation, and it's not trickling down to me and you, we the masses. It's not trickling down to me. I'm sitting here as a consultant. The demand for it cannot match up with the supply. And this is basic, simple economics. If the demand of that thing is higher than the supply, what do? You have useless money, too much money, like we said, in circulation. Somebody brings, there's a granule there, which costs what? Somebody can say it costs 500 naira. You jack it up to maybe 1,500. My brother here says, no problem, go. He or she can buy. But meanwhile, 1, 2, 3, 3 of us cannot. But somebody who has useless money can say even 2,000 naira, it doesn't make any difference to him. And therefore, even if you make, $1 to 100 to 1,000 naira today, politicians will buy.
The consistent increase in the rate of inflation continues to threaten not only the economic stability of Nigeria, but also the financial stability of its people. Chamun Dabeng, Trust TV News, Abuja.
You're still watching News Hour on Trust Television. I'll see you on the other side of the break. Do stay.
Jama'a ga wata muhimmiyar sanarwa, hukumar raya birnin tarayya Abuja da haɗin gwiwar dukkanin harɗawa shugabannin rigage na Fulani da ƙungiyar Miyatta Allah reshen birnin tarayya Abuja dukkaninsu suna bayyana damuwarsu akan yadda waɗansu mutane suke sakin shanu suna kiwo sakaka a birnin tarayya Abuja. Don haka hukumar raya birnin tarayya Abuja da ta kare muhalli ta birnin suna sanar da dukkanin al'umma tare da gargaɗi akan cewa an hana kiwo na shanu da sauran dabbobi da tsuntsaye tsuntsaye a cikin birnin domin suna haddasa ɓata muhalli da kuma cunkoson ababen hawa a cikin wannan birni. Saboda haka duk wanda aka samu ya karya wannan doka zai fuskanci hukunci, kasancewar akwai gurin da hukumar raya birnin tarayya Abuja ta ware domin kiwo a cikinsu. Don haka tabbatar ka bi doka ka kuma haɗa hannu da hukumar raya birnin tarayya Abuja domin tabbatar da tsaftar wannan birni. Wannan saƙo ne daga hukumar tsaftace muhalli ta birnin tarayya Abuja.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with us. Moving on, the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, on Saturday in Kano received 129 Nigerians stranded at Agadez, Niger Republic. NEMA Coordinator, Kano Territorial Office, Dr. Nuruddin Abdullahi, gave the figure when he received the returnees. The returnees arrived in Kano in 3 luxury buses organized by the International Organization on Migration. The coordinator added that the returnees included 125 male, 2 female, and 2 toddlers. Embassy of Turkey in Nigeria has organized a week-long event to strengthen ties with Nigeria and learn more about each country's culture through food. Turkish ambassador to Nigeria, Hidayat Bakyata, speaking at the inaugural dinner of the event in Abuja, said the event was organized at the instance of the Turkish president. The ambassador said that the event, which will become an annual one, will showcase Turkey to the world, especially through its food and culture.
Under the auspices of the Presidency of the Republic of Turkey and the cooperation with the Ministry of Culture and Tourism of Turkey, from now on, every year we will be doing this between 21st of May and 27th of May. We will be doing the Turkish Cuisine Week worldwide in all embassies. We're trying to, introduce the Turkish cuisine to the world. We're culturally very rich, with rich history, with rich culture. All the cultures and all the foods that which we had tonight were a combination of all these richness.
Power of what I call soft power. Soft power in the area of tourism and how countries today are using tourism to bind countries together, how they are using tourism to reach out to people, and how tourism, especially gastronomy, music, film, fashion, have not just tools of trade, but also tools of diplomacy.
And on the foreign scene, Israel and Switzerland are the latest countries to confirm cases of monkeypox, bringing the total number of nations reporting outbreaks to 14. Both countries said they identified one infected person who had recently traveled, but Israel said it was investigating other suspected cases. More than 80 cases have been confirmed in the recent outbreak in Europe, United States, Canada, and Australia. According to the World Health Organization, as of Saturday, 92 confirmed cases and 28 suspected cases of monkeypox were reported from 12 member states that are not prevalent for the virus, adding that it will provide further guidance and recommendations in the coming days for countries on how to mitigate the spread of monkeypox. Heavy rains have caused widespread flooding in parts of Bangladesh and India, leaving millions stranded and at least 57 dead. In Bangladesh, about 2 million people are marooned by the worst floods in the country's northeast for nearly 2 decades, while nearly 1 million people have been affected by the flooding. Chief Government Administrator of the Sylhet region, Mosharraf Rohain, said at least 100 villages at Zakijan are inundated after flood water rushing from India's northeast breached a major embankment on the Barak River. A tornado has hit the western German city of Paderborn in North Rhine-Westphalia state. It caused heavy damage in the region. At least 30 people were injured due to the tornado. Among the injured, 10 were in serious condition. Rescue operation has been launched in Lapsat town, 30 kilometers from Paderborn. Around 300 firefighters have been deployed in town. A church steeple was ripped from the roof in Halligassen. Schools in the western city of Cologne were closed before midday on Friday due to bad weather conditions. Railway travel was also disrupted. And in sports, Manchester City have been crowned 2021-2022 Premier League champions after a dramatic final day in the Premier League season. City were 2-0 down to Aston Villa with just 15 minutes remaining, turned the game around with 3 goals in 5 minutes to win 3-2 in thrilling display to rival the famous 2012 Premier League title victory. Liverpool were 3-1 winners against Wolves but fell short by a point after a stunning 38-game duel, ending their quadruple hopes. Man City have now won 4 Premier League titles and 8 major trophies under Pep Guardiola since his arrival in the summer of 2016. The Citizens end the season with 93 points ahead of Liverpool 92 points. Meanwhile, in Italy, AC Milan edged City rival Inter Milan by 2 points to claim first Scudetto in 11 years to make 19th title overall. Stefano Piola's side, with a comprehensive 3-0 win at Sassuolo on final day, left the Scudetto in style. Now, on a lighter note, let's take a look at how an overheard conversation on an airplane changed Brighton Zimbe's life. The former technician is now one of Zimbabwe's pioneering black soldier fly maggot farmers, rearing the flies to produce affordable chicken feed for farmers. Look.
BSF farming, it is the farming of flies, the black soldier fly. I started BSF farming in 2018 by researching. It took me the whole year researching BSF farming. Then in 2019, I started BSF farming. Usually they love to hide their eggs. This is a very, very sensitive insect. It's a very, very sensitive insect. So they lay eggs in the cardboard boxes. So from this side, we come to the growing area. When we leave our tray with eggs, we leave it for 4 to 5 days to hatch. After hatching, we will come to see things like this. This is what we call BSF maggots. Besides teaching people about BSF farming, I also sell chicks. I also send seed to Botswana, as far as Botswana, Mozambique, and South Africa. From 7 days going up, it will be ready to feed our animals, either our chickens or our pigs or anything that we need to feed. All right. This is a free feed. Come and join and make your own feed at no cost, only labor you need on BSF farming. And this is protein, 4% and above of protein content. Insect is a future for our food security. I think we all know through our climate changes and what's happening to the world. I think insects and animals are the future.
Well, with that beautiful future, we wrap up News Hour. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Zainab Bala.